Here's a game that just came out that might be slipping under the radar. I'm not sure, but this is Knockout City, published by EA, developed by an in-house studio, Velan Studios. It's basically 3v3 online dodgeball. That's really all it is. The aesthetic is kind of similar to Fortnite, but I'm pretty sure this is all original by EA. But they have a block party trial, which is basically like a 10-day trial period. As of the time of this recording, there's 7 days left of the free trial, and you can get this on almost any console. PS4, Switch. I'm on Steam right now, but in order to play on PC, you do need to have the Origin launcher, which is EA's proprietary launcher installed alongside of it. If you don't have it already, once you launch the game from Steam, it'll start doing Origin first, and then it'll check your graphics card settings up to date, and then it'll as if it be a Steam game from there. So I'm just I do prefer playing this on PC. I've tried this on Switch already during the trial period, and on Switch there is a performance mode where by default it'll be at 30 frames per second, but the fidelity will be comparable. It'll be like a 720p, and you can kind of make out most of the details. But you can also choose the performance setting to play at 60 frames per second on Switch, so that way you're able to make out more of what's happening at the cost of reducing your graphic fidelity. And that's like one of the little features on here. But if you're playing on PC, you can just use your best graphics card, and the game will run just fine. I'm on a 1060. The game runs beautifully at 1080 at 60 frames. So that's all good. The other reason also is that there's not really a lot of in-depth controller support. There are sensitivity sliders for your stick sensitivity, but there's no gyro look or anything like that. And that was one of the big things I want to do with the console version, which I can't do. So I'm going to do it on Steam. So let me show you the config I have. This right here is the config that I use to play Knockout City on PC. I'm using a DS4 controller. It looks very similar to the default controls, but the big difference is the mouse-like joystick right here. So this will be enabled all the time. I can deactivate it with the square button, but almost all the buttons on the controller are used for something, so I had to remap a couple of things. So square is empty, where it doesn't do anything in the game, but it will turn off the gyro where I need it, and I do need some sort of way to realign myself. Use also my extra settings for the minimum X and Y and small move position, because I am using mouse-like joystick for this, because using the mouse with the controller does mess up with the controller prompts, so I don't want to have to deal with that. And you also can sacrifice your rumble if you try using a mouse setting with Steam, so I'm just going to be using mouse-like joystick. And it's been working very well. I played this game for 8 hours. I never had a problem with mouse-like joystick. The game had, I didn't have to touch anything with the stick sensitivity settings. All I had to do was just adjust the settings in Steam properly to get mouse-like joystick to work, and it feels phenomenal. You'll see that in gameplay where I can look around a lot. But a lot of the other controls are the same. Square is empty, and there was also the matter of triangle and circle were like flips and spins, which you do need to have mapped so that way you can do trick shots with your ball. But I had to move that all to the triangle button, and I did that with just a regular press for the flip and a long press for the spin. It doesn't really make that much sense, but it was just the only thing I could think of at the time, just to compensate for losing a button. And then the dodge button, instead of on square, it's on circle. So that's the only change that I make. So let me just launch the game. Alright, here we are in game. So I got my controller set up. This is the hideout, I think the game calls it. It's just a little sub arena where you can just like move around and just like practice your parkour before you get into an official match. I think other friends are invited on here, but I haven't found anyone else who will actually want to play the game. So I'm just here by myself right here. So you move around with the left analog stick. You do have analog movement, which is a little nice. And right now I'm just looking around the right analog stick. But something I also did mention was that the gyro can be disabled completely and revert back to the original Xbox controls just by clicking the touchpad on the controller. That's how I have the configs up. So I enable the gyro right now. I can move around with just the controller. I'm not touching the stick. I can disable right now, and now the gyro is not working. I gotta use the stick to move around right now. That's just another alternative if I want because when I go to the menu, because I swap triangle and circle, it can be a little hard trying to get in to like remember that I swapped the buttons. So I just have a setting to go back to the original settings when I'm in the menu, and then I can just press B to back out instead of pressing triangle or long pressing triangle, because that's why I have it set up originally. So that's all fine. So, Knockout City, what the hell is this game? It's dodgeball. That's really all it is. 3v3 dodgeball. You can move around with your character. You have a jump. You also have a double jump, but it's kind of like what the game calls a double jump, but all you're doing is that you have a flip and you have a spin. And basically, for the purposes of a jump, they're both a double jump. You can you can go across a distance. Like a little bit. It doesn't really give you a lot of airtime, but it's a good way, like if you want to get up somewhere. You can just use that extra oomph instead of having to rely on the other jump. Pressing the jump button again while you're in the air will use the paraglider. So just like in Fortnite, you can kind of like glide across different places, and it helps you traverse a lot of distances. Or if you launch up into the air, you can just like use the paraglider. And you can pretty much fly across the entire map. So that's your basic parkour. Oh, and you also have a dodge. So with the left analog stick, move in the direction. And then press, on my controller, it's circle, but in-game it should be like X. Like X on the Xbox controller. And you can, like, this will be like a little dodge. There's a little bit of an end lag right here, so it's only useful, like, for timing. Like, if the ball's coming right to you, you want to dodge at the last second. You don't want to dodge too early, or the opponents can predict that. But it can also be used as a tackle, because it looks like you're charging into somewhere. And that can affect other opponents. It doesn't hurt them, but it does knock them back, and that could be official when you're trying to be aggressive. So, to get a ball, just run over it. You pick it up. And then you can see like a little white dot. That's my cursor. So, if I'm not aiming or locked on to an opponent, the ball will always go to that dot. Even if I do a spin, it'll go to that dot. Now, to do a spin, well, okay, how do you throw a ball? It's right trigger. Just press the right trigger, you throw the ball. Hold the button. You charge it up until here, then it goes a little bit faster. And there are ways to make the ball faster, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But there's also a pass function, where you can do like a lighter pass, it'll be yellow like that. But this will automatically home in onto an ally that's nearby you. Even if you can't see them, you just press left bumper, it'll pass it to them. But if you don't have a person, it'll just default to the cursor. That's another way to toss the ball. To do your trick shots, you have your flip and your spin. So while you're flipping, or while you're spinning, well, start with the flip. While you're flipping, throw the ball. You'll do a lob shot. So the ball will go much higher. There's a delay to it as well, so it does mess up opponents when they're trying to time it. Even if you charge it. Like, that's fast. Charge lob. It's like a little bit of a delay, and sometimes the delay does hurt you a bit. Now, the spin is the same way. So you do spin. While you're spinning, throw the ball. And that's your curve shot. And you can also alter which way the curve goes by using the left analog stick. So already there's a lot of in-depth into your throwing mechanics, and it's amazing. And of course, you can fake your shot. Click the right stick. You can also cancel the charge that you have right here. There are a couple ways to do it. The easiest way is to click the left stick. This is your sprint. So you move. This is normal running speed. You click the left stick, you sprint. And while you're charging, you can use your sprint to very easily cancel your charge. You go to a point, you fake it, cancel it, run back. Much more mobile. There's a lot of mobility in this game, and I really like that. So aside from that, you can also use a dodge to cancel the charge. And I think you can also do a catch. That'll cancel the charge. This is more of a last resort, because there's going to be a lot of situations where you're charging a shot, but someone throws the ball before you, so you look at them, you catch it. You cannot hold multiple balls in this game, but you can still catch, even if you're holding a ball. What will just happen is that you'll just drop the ball that you're using, and you catch the other one. And of course, catching the ball doesn't do anything. And in-game, there are 2 hit points everyone on the team has, so you can afford to get hit once with the ball. Catching the ball in the air doesn't do anything. If you get hit, you lose the health point. And then once you lose both your health points, the team gets a knockout point. And the first, in the normal game mode setting, the first to 10 knockouts on a team is the winner. And that's really all it is for 3v3 dodgeball. So that's it. Oh, and to drop the ball, there's a left D-pad. You just press that and you just drop it. Kind of useful if you want to get for another better ball. And there are better balls. As of this time, there are 5 special balls. This is a sniper ball. So when you normally throw it, it's very painfully slow, but that's not what and it has no range, but that's not what it's used for. You want to find an opponent, hold the trigger, You see that laser sight? Release? Blazingly fast. It's almost impossible for them to catch the ball when it goes like that. And then not to mention, when you have it, you can also just fake it. So that way, if you're even paying attention, you can mess up the timings. So those are the different types of special balls. Let me go over to the dummy and I'll practice how it looks like to be on the receiving end of that ball. So this is my practice dummy. He's got a ball. I'm going to stand in this zone and he's going to throw the ball at me. You see that red zone on the outside? Oh, crap. So that red border on the outside tells me that there is someone targeting me. So it's that little known way, kind of like in Call of Duty with the grenade indicator, but this way, now he's behind me. So I got a couple options. I can dodge, because it's dodgeball. The dodge can, if I time the dodge right, I could deflect the ball back at him. Like so. This is usually useful if there's another teammate nearby, and I know he's like somewhere around here. It'll be more useful for my teammate to get the ball. If I deflect it properly, like if I go to the side. Like if he's over there, the teammate can catch it instead of having me rely on it. Of course, I can catch it. This requires insane timing. Use the left trigger as soon as the ball comes to you to catch it. Just like that. There's a little bit of a... You can afford to be a little bit late and you'll still get it good, but you want to be on time so you can get a perfect. And every time you do a perfect catch, the tier speed of the ball grows significantly. So, when you charge the ball normally, it goes at this speed. But if you catch it, it goes much faster, and this stacks. I think up to 6 times. So this can get pretty hectic in the long run as well. Jeez, it goes so fast I can barely do the timing for that properly. So that's on the defense. That's your other options. So you can dodge, you can deflect, and you can also catch the ball. These are the other special balls you have here. This is the moon ball. This one's pretty fun because you grab the ball and you have no gravity. You can make these high jumps, effortlessly parkour, and just glide away. And of course, while you're power gliding, you can also still charge your shot. Makes it very interesting to get your mobility around when you have that moon ball. So, with the other balls, this is a bomb ball. So as soon as you pick it up, there'll be a ticker. It'll start timing down, and it'll explode. Chuck at someone. Anyone with that radius explodes. And it's also a sticky bomb. So, if that ball comes back, toss it to the ground. Sticks there, detonates on contact. This is very useful, especially if you don't want to rely on the aiming mechanic. You can just use the dot to strategically plant your bombs. In that way. But also, aiming. So, the game has a very generous aim assist. As soon as you start charging a shot, as long as the opponent's nearby, your cursor will lock onto them. You do have a little bit of movement still with the camera, and this is also why I like to do with the gyro. Because whenever the game's like fighting me, trying to lock onto the target, if I want to look away somewhere else, while I'm trying to my fingers are on the A, B, X, Y keys, just to make sure that I have access to them at all times, I'm still looking around with both my hands, instead of having to switch between the 4 buttons and the stick, just trying to look around. I'd rather have the gyro give me that ability, and this is why I like to play on Steam with the idea on here. But this is the auto lock. Of course, I don't have to use the lock. I can also just chuck it right at them. Sometimes it'll lock onto him. Sometimes I gotta use the cursor. That depends on how far away you are. If I try using the snipe shot will lock onto him. But if I try regular ball, I go far enough away, it won't lock on because with balls especially, I gotta be close enough for the lock on to work. So there's still some aiming you gotta do if you want to do long range shots. And the other balls, this is 3 balls. Each time you throw them, they will disappear into the ground. There'll be like a little life meter on the outside. It'll disintegrate after that time. But you do get 3 balls, and everyone knows that you picked it up because the announcer will announce multi-ball. And then the final special ball that's in this demo is the cage ball. This one's a little OP. If he doesn't, I think it's going to catch it. But what happens when you get hit by it, you're caged. And you're stuck like this until the timer runs out. free to take a hit, anyone can pick you up. Oh, by the way, you can turn to a ball. Hold the right bumper. And you're a ball. You can move around a little bit. You can't jump, but you do have a little bit of mobility. There are some crevices in the game that ball form can take advantage of. I don't think you're gonna see it in here. Maybe under this picnic table. Nah, it's too low. But like, you could hide in some crevices as well. But the main use for this is to give you to your teammates in case if this ball's gone, your teammate's right here. You want to give him a ball? Just turn to a ball. He can pick you up just like your regular ball, and you can just throw. Anyway, contextual actions. So, when you don't have a ball, you can communicate with your teammates with a whole bunch of ways. So, when you don't have a ball, press the pass button, that's left bumper, and you can announce that you want to have a ball pass to you. If you're in ball form, either the bumper or the trigger will announce throw me. There's also some generic call-outs like the woohoo. There's also a hey, and there's like a yeah, and stuff like that. You can unlock that with your in-game currency later, but that's just the default one. And there's also down with his ball up. I think this means to communicate, hey, turn to a ball, I want to throw you, instead of this way if you want the other way around. So you do have some ways to communicate with your teammates, and by default, there is some communication available online. I just turned it off because Fortnite has scarred me with voice comms. And as far as I know, I'm not sure if Nintendo Switch allows you to do voice communications. There is some text-to-speak feature, but you're probably just better off just like finding friends in Discord and just doing it that way, just like anyone else does it. So there's your communication. I'm trying to think of anything else I could be forgetting. I got over catching, throwing, ball form, dodging, trick shots. That's really all there is. It's kind of fantastic how you can just stay in this little hideout, and I think you can invite your friends and just like socialize a little bit. So they have made like a very nice feature on here, just to even start out without even getting into the game. But let's get into the game. Let's get into a match. Team knockout, first to 10.
Looks like there's gonna be a hot brawl in the big city. So I'm gonna play a hot track for them to fight to.
Now this is a neat stage. It's like the city. So there are cars like circling the entire clock tower that's in the middle, and the cars don't hurt you, but they do bump you around. So it can get a little bit chaotic. And crossplay is enabled by default. It's hard to tell who's on console, but I can tell who's on Origin. I'd imagine the opposite would be the same for consoles. So here. Oh, they tried a special shot already. I forgot about the ultimate knockout shot, but that's something with you do with friends. I can probably show that off later when someone picks me up. That's multi-ball for you. Check 3 balls. I'm not quick enough on the draw. Alright, one's on the right. The other guy's over here. He's got heart too. Oh! Aggressive! Dang! See what I mean? The dodge can be used as a tackle. Oh, he's in trouble. Got him. Oh. Nice! That's what ball form's used for. Also this. Oh, ball here. Gotta throw us quick! he got hit though. Oh, we got two. Ah. Dang. Hectic. So, that whole, like, airdrop thing. So, when you charge up your ally when with a teammate throw, they turn into, like, this like, airstrike. You can toss them up into the air, and whoever's thrown can control the trajectory, and anyone caught within the detonation gets knocked out immediately. Seems overpowered, but it takes a while to charge up, and it does require some communication. Not to mention, it's risky. If you miss, the ally is right here. If only wasn't so good. Oh, Christ. Another one? I have gyro aim. I gotta look up. Oh, shh. I saw on the right, but I didn't know he was gonna throw a slow shot. Oh well. Yeah. Okay. Watching. You fake it. Oh, didn't see that thrown to me. Alright, we still got him, but we need another point to tie. Multi-ball's here. Yeah, he's been waiting. Got him. Oh, he picked. I was not paying attention. I heard the multi-ball. I didn't think of that. And holy crap, they just took 3 points. Ball's there, but what's on the left? He picked it up? Okay. Oh, damn. I don't know how I can help. He's been waiting. The thing also with trying to outpredict your opponents, they know that you're aiming at them, so it can be hard to nail a charge shot properly. You can definitely do your fakes, and you can cancel your charge and try throwing a throw shot. It's kind of like doing a, what's in baseball? Where, I think it's a slider, where it looks like it's a fastball, but it just drops all the end with no range. It's another throw trick you can do. Now, off the bat, they do have a progression system in place, and all you gotta do is just play the game and just do the contracts, and you'll get some experience and some neat stuff. There's some rarities and stuff like that. And then in between games, I can take a look at the inventory and see what I picked up. There's also energy drinks. I think they only last the hour, and depending on conditions, you earn extra experience. And then the XP boost would be good for the season if you complete certain contracts. I think this one was for the one with the block party, so if you do this one, you get this for the entire season. Don't know how long that's going to last until the next DLC comes out. However, this roadmap of this game is going to be. So. Another interesting thing about this game also is that there's really, as soon as you start the game, you have this default character, and there's never any mention about choosing a gender. You have a lot of flexibility with your character customization. So if you want, you can be like a non-binary, gender neutral, or just like a what looks like a female but really butch with the body type. There's a lot you can customize here. The faces are very limited, unfortunately, but they're only starting out, and supposedly they should have a lot more faces released along with the costumes. So hopefully that gets changed. Because sometimes it gets a little worrisome just seeing the same ugly face over and over. But there's makeup, so there's some sort of things you can cure. And this one's the restaurant. So the main hub in the middle, the doors on the outside rotate. And we're down a person. Well, there's backfilling though. So hopefully someone else joins soon, but I just want to play this cautiously. Oh, here we go.
Team KO. Round 1.
Yeah, there's been some cases where sometimes people just stand there. I think there's some issues with matchmaking, but hopefully it gets patched soon. Most of the time my games have been fine. No latency problems. I've never been disconnected in the middle of the match. But there have been times when it looks like they haven't loaded properly. Alright, someone did join in.
Takes the lead.
I'm gonna leave him alone. He's just standing there. Where are the other guys? It can't just be him, can it? Okay, oh, okay, here you are. Oh, don't hit the AFK. My third's coming back here. I forget where the ball stations are here. Oh, let me pick you up. Oh, I distracted you. Just take the shot. That's a special knock, the ultimate knockout. I keep calling it special. It's a special, whatever. Yeah, there's 2 floors. This rotates as well, so it really makes it interesting. Trying to make out where people are.
Blue team is pulling way ahead.
Too early. See what I mean? I wasn't even, my cursor was not even on him, but my pass still homed in onto my ally. So it's very easy to do that. Alright, 2 of them are here. Oh! Also, something I want to clarify. With the gyro on, the right stick isn't completely useless. I can still use the right stick to pan left and right. Kind of like with Splatoon. You can't control the Y-axis, you rely on holding the gyro for that. But the gyro can still, both the gyro and the right stick can control your horizontal panning. That's why I have this set up as. Of course, if you want just a regular stick, you can disable the gyro and the right stick's normal. Going up and down and left and right. But with the gyro, you can only look left and right. That's intended. Good try. Oh, okay. Respect. Good try. And someone else will save me a beam.
Gold team is catching up.
Should I try hard or... I mean, it's not even League. League doesn't come out for a couple more days. Oh.
Blue team wins.
Anticlimactic. You can also see my ping in the top left corner. I've never seen it go higher than 40. And I'm on the Ethernet. I'm not even sure if you can see... Yeah, I don't know if you can see your partner's pings. Yeah, like I said, sometimes there might be like a disconnect, you'll notice it. And of course the AFKs, but in terms of overall consistency with your connections, doesn't seem so bad.
Team takes the lead.
Jason!
Pass to me.
Okay, don't pass to me. Explode. And then I take the ball. Okay, he's over there. So he threw it from... There he is. Got him. He's inside, yep. If only he caught the ball. He's on the right. ¿Dónde? I guess we take those. Although we're tying.
It's all tied up.
I thought the ball was coming to me. Back it up. Oh, Christ. Oh! I should have just dodged.
Team takes the lead.
It's fucking dodgeball, I'm not dodging.
It's all tied up. Gold team takes the lead. It's all
Alright, my timing.
Blue team takes the lead. Double KO.
Oh, nice. Also, another mechanic. If they're holding the ball already and I pass it to them, it automatically deflects back to me, but it charges up instantly. So it's a good way to quickly charge it up, because charging it normally does take a while. So if your ally's right there, good tactic.
Blue team needs one more point to win the
He's
match.
above me. He might get this. No, he won't. Oh, no!
Point win.
And he caught it! Oh, this ain't good. I gotta get there. Not. Okay, close matches. Oh, and there's also that. Roofs apparently have collision. I saw the thing, it didn't click in my mind what the hell it was. Sometimes you hear it when they're coming down. But I don't know why sometimes I don't. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Just toss it. Grab this one. Got him. Just gonna go this way. Sometimes 1v1s, you can just leave them for later. It'll be a lot better to get him into a more awkward position than just challenging them when they expect it on the ball. Oh! So, that's the risk also of being a character ball. They can catch you and throw you as well. I'm in trouble. Yeah, you saw that coming. But also, if I'm caught as a character ball, as the enemy, I can mash out, and then they can lose the shot, so they have to act fast. And that was a little waste. You should have waited until he got closer. So there is some bit of agency, even if it seems hopeless that you are caught in that situation. Except for the cage ball, you have to wait that out no matter what. But I guess that's the perk of being a special ball, you're overpowered sometimes. Nice. Oh! This guy's good. Just don't mess it up. Take that. Oh, I almost messed it up. Daily challenges as well, so similar to Rocket League and all that other games. On Holobucks, that's the in-game currency. You can buy this out with real-world money, but you can also just level up and you'll get it over time. And you could use the Holobucks to buy stuff from a rotating store. I could probably hop into that and show it the customization a little bit. Okay, customize brawler. So, yeah, these are the couple things that you can change up here. So the big thing that I did mention about like the non-binary changes you can make. So body type, you can just choose the body type outright. Normally this would be like a female and male setting, but this is just if you're into glutes or if you're into shoulders, and you can also change skin color and all that, and makeup as well. So if you don't like how it looks, both with this current what do you call it? What is that sound under? That might still be face. Oh, okay, yeah. So these are the normal faces, but with the makeup you can just like change the eyeshadows and the lips. But with the one I have right here, it will only affect the face paint. So as you unlock them, you do have more changes that you can make with your colors. Hairstyles, not a lot right now, but they do follow a similar like 80s theme. I guess you can also unlock them. Glasses, I barely have any, but you can get more. Not a lot of gloves, but also something. You can see the 4 boxes beneath these gloves change style. You can use this other type of currency. It's called like style points, I think. And you spend one, but you can change drastically what the original gloves looked like. In case if you like the idea of the gloves but you don't like this style, you can just change it up by spending 1 point for one of these. So there's some extra customization on there. Granted, you gotta get the currency first, and I think I had to do some block party challenges to do this. So there's specific challenges where you do that. Knockout effects, just like with Rocket League, if every time you knock them out, little holograms pop up. Explosions. Poses for when you enter the arena. Lots of changes on there. So that's how you pick it out, and to buy them, that's in the Brawl Shop. And this is where you just spend all your currency and stuff. And I think there's somewhere else you can... Yeah, this is where you buy with real money, but I don't do that. And this rotates every day. Whole bunch of stuff you can get. There's also crews, but that's like an addition to the friend system that they have on here. So you can... Like, you can crew up, and you can do crew contracts, and you have crew customizations. So that little car that you ride in the beginning of the match, you can change that to be specific to the crew that you're in, as well as the crew logo that appears on your back. That'll be specific to your crew, instead of having it just be a generic icon. So it's like you'll be like a dedicated team. So they're really putting a lot of effort to this game. I really like it. So that's all I want to show off. And also, of course, with the DualShock 4, if you have one and you have access to a PC, I highly recommend playing the game on here and just trying out other control features like Gyro look, because it helps so much instead of just relying on the sticks the whole time. Like, even if you were just playing mouse and keyboard, I wouldn't blame you if you just stuck with the mouse, because looking around just in-game with the mouse, like, this is very responsive. They tried very hard with the sticks. With looking around, it does feel very natural, but it can still get very hectic, and there's still some sensitivity lost, especially if you want to actually aim properly with the cursor, because that's where the fundamentals really come in with the game. Is just aiming properly with the ball instead of relying on the lock-on the whole time. Like, the lock-on's good if you want to get a general sense of where enemies are, but it doesn't mean you always have to throw it there, because many times you want to alter the situation and just use your mobility to get a better edge in the battle instead of lock-ons the whole time, because then that happens. So that's why I show off. Knockout City during the free trial. As of this time, there's 7 days left, so if you have a console or a PC, give this game a try. It's a lot of fun.